How do we get that producer that can't be Jimmy Dean? How do we get his beef onto your plate? Well, it's through the processing centers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
85% of our animal protein in the United States is now controlled by four multinational, basically four to
Just
five
four.
national. Yeah,
Four
that's it. That's it. And they're not even American companies, folks.
that are processing.
85%.
Not so
Yes,
we got American farmers sending their stock to a foreign processor, and there's only four in the whole United States.
that's the only thing that they can do because we
Yeah, they
got
have
rid
no
of
other
all of our
choice. Right.
microprocessing centers.
So no matter how good they may be at raising that quality beef, they're ending up in a situation where that's all going to get taken away.
His prime beef, once he sells that at an auction house and you look at that cow, you're like, damn, that's a damn good beef. That's what they're going to do. You're going to say, that's prime, man. We got a grading system. We know, man, that back fat, everything is perfect on that cow. That's a damn good rancher. Auction house, they see that. What happens? Well, I mean, they've got brokers, beef brokers, everything. Okay, well, there's some people over there in Asia, man. They're paying a hell of a lot more money than Taco Bell and McDonald's is for that
Right.
beef. And so, yeah, the damn prime beef. Well, they're not even probably going to inject it in with all that other bullshit. They're going to take it straight from what that damn good American producer raised that
Gotcha.
beef. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the quality is getting shipped to the highest bidder.
Hell yes.
Everything else is getting shipped off to a feedlot, fattened up for the industrial food system. So is that
And I'm going
right?
to
Or
challenge,
okay,
and this is where it's been 4 years on the road. I'm going to challenge the commercial cattle industry in the United States of America. I will sit down at any table, and I want you to tell me exactly what happens to every cow that after our American independent American producer has raised that right over here outside of, let's say, Kittiquay, Texas. What happens whenever he takes that beef to Hereford, Texas, and that cow gets in a 30-day program? And where does that cow go from Hereford, Texas? And see, this is what I'm going to start telling everybody. And
right.
see, this is what a nation doesn't
They
understand.
don't have
And
any
this is
idea.
what our producers don't understand. And it's not a judgment against them, man. They just don't have access into that world of what's really going on once that cow is sold
And
away
that's
from
why it's
their ownership.
so important for you to be doing all this international travel and seeing the
Hell
entire food
yes.
chain, seeing the way
Hell
this stuff
yes.
is handled from farm to plate.
Yeah, because you got these aggregated distribution systems, and a lot of these distribution systems, they're petroleum companies. Okay, they're just not
Really?
shipping petroleum across the United States and across the world. Well, they got to have some other things. They ship animal protein too.
Okay.
So let's get into, who's winning this bidding war on aggregated distribution and why? And who
Okay.
controls that aggregated distribution? Well, it's the Packers there in Hereford, Texas, that took that basically ownership of that cow that was, right out here on the Texas prairie lands. Where does that beef end up? And I'm going to challenge the commercial cattle industry to tell America where it ends up. We don't need no digital chip to track it either. All we need to know is where it's going to be distributed, which country it's going to, and where basically it's going to be consumed. Because the beef initiative, well, we can tell you because we know every cow, we know where it came from, and we've been doing this for hundreds of years. And we can be as transparent as you want because we have the processing centers. They're
Mm-hmm.
not controlled by the multinationals. And so
Right.
this is what we're going to start doing in the beef initiative. Actually, I have a meeting today at 1 o'clock with some people in Nashville, in Tennessee, microprocessing centers, or supporting the existing regional microprocessing centers that are out there that are going out of business because where are the
Yeah.
cows going right now? They're being sold at the auction house into the multinational system, being shipped overseas to the highest bidders.
I
We've
want
got to
to I
get
want
back
to I
into.
want to get into your microprocessing because from following you, I know that's the solution.
Mhm.
But before we do, let's talk about what people don't know, which is what
Sure,
happens to that great cow. Not the one that got sold to Japan to be $100 per ounce,
sure,
right? I'm talking
right,
about the average good quality cow that is going to go and get into a feedlot and get fattened up for Taco Bell.
sure.
What happens to that animal?
Well, let's get perspective. Let's talk about Taco Bell. Let's talk about Domestic beef consumption. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just put it that way because it's
Okay.
the best we can do. And what is, okay, 80% of the beef consumption in the United States is burger. Okay. All right. 80% of the beef that is consumed in the United States is burger. Okay. 80% of that burger is foreign beef. Okay.
Mm.
What we're using in our burger in the United States of America is basically just the fat. Okay, we'll have that cow that you just talked about. That beef is going over that tomahawk ribeye is going over there to Japan, right?
Right.
Okay, what about all the fat? What about all the suet? Everything. Well, we're going to take that domestic fat. We're going to put it into the basically the trim of the foreign beef, and then we're going to basically make up about 80% of our beef consumption in the United States. So our cows are basically, in San Antonio alone, south of San Antonio, I don't know the year of it, but they did basically a study. And you asked what happens to that cow. Well, they did a study on a vat of hamburger. Okay. And so within that vat, 1 pound of burger that came out of a massive big, I guess batch of burger, they found 92 genetics of 92 different cows in one
Mm.
pound of ground beef. So
Jesus.
you ask me where does that cow go to?
Yeah.
Nobody can tell you.
Right.
Nobody can tell you because the system is basically made sure that that cow is never known about. And what we do is we try to regulate we try to regulate the mindset of America, thinking that we can know exactly where that cow went. You're not going to
Right.
know where that cow went through, no matter how many RFID chips you put on our ear tags, no matter
Mm-hmm.
anything that you try to do until we actually change the processing of our cattle, then you're not going to know where your beefs are coming from. But see, once in the beef initiative, we're doing that because our processing centers, we don't create
Yeah.
burger like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we can tell you exactly where that cow ended up, where it started, the genetics. Like right now, I mean, I've got a burger line coming out, and it's coming out, I think, October 15th, and it's going to be, cleanest beef in the nation. Well, that genetics of that cow, I can tell everybody. I can tell basically the ranch it started from, who basically engineered the genetics, where the bull is, where the mom was sire, everything about that cow. And it's only because of the relationships and basically the integration of transparency that the Beef Initiative is letting everybody know that you don't have to have all this regulations basically to
Mm-hmm.
understand where your food is coming from, and
Right.
it's not that complicated because we've been doing it since day one.
Right.
We've been having ear tags. We have a system that is so analog, it's so simple that you're
Mm-hmm.
not confused, and this is
Yeah.
once again what a nation is lost
So we have these
because
amazing American farmers shipping off their top quality product
yeah,
internationally to the highest bidder, while we're sourcing the globe for the cheapest garbage we can to put into our food system.
pretty much that sums it up. Let's just generalize it.
Yeah.
That deserves that type of generalization because it really is that simple. And
Mm-hmm.
if you want to, get into, discussion and debate about all that, well, we ain't got time for it because we
Right.
already know that all that is happening. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not even a debate anymore. This is what
All
we're
right. All right.
doing. This is our business model in the Beef Initiative.
Yeah.
And you guys want to judge it, go ahead, because we've already shipped, I don't know, millions of dollars worth of beef, and we've already fed tens of thousands of families over the last
Yeah.
4 years using beef and Bitcoin. And that's something that we can basically now say we have proof of work.
Yep.
Because the Bitcoin ethos, what is it? Hey, man, don't trust until you verify.
That's right.
Well, now you
That's
can
a
verify your food system, man.
that's the farmer's mentality. That's the
Yeah,
mentality I grew up with. It was proof of work, right?
it really
Nothing
is.
came out of the ground unless you put the work into it. So,
There's accountability in agriculture,
mm-hmm.
right? There's
Yeah.
accountability in farming and ranching. You
Mm-hmm.
can't go out there because a nation has lost the understanding of accountability. It's not basically shouldn't be put on the rancher producer to
Mm-hmm.
follow that same lack of accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, it's so simple. We've been doing this shit for hundreds of
Right.
years.
Go see how
And just
hard it
because a
is, right?
nation just
I tell people this all the
yeah,
time. I go grow a few tomato plants in your backyard in a pot and
yeah,
see how much yield you get out of that, and then
right.
equate that to how much you eat on a weekly basis, and then you begin to realize how much land and how much work it does take to feed a family. It's
Well,
People are
it
people are
really, yeah,
so separated from that reality,
yes, they
that they
are.
don't have an understanding of the proof of work that goes into feeding the world.
So you've heard Bitcoin is the new gold rush by now. As world leaders on all sides have endorsed it as the future of money, and now you're looking to get started, we'll show you how. It's actually easier than you think. First, go to your nearest Byte Federal ATM and turn your cash to coin. Byte Federal has over 1,200 locations around the country with the highest daily limits. Go to our website, bytefederal.com, to find the nearest ATM to you. Log in to any wallet, then create an account, deposit your US cash, and instantly convert it to Bitcoin. That's it. We are the only US manufacturer and operator in the Bitcoin ATM industry, and our US-based live customer service is second to none. Go on, give it a whirl, and don't get left behind. Click the link below.